you would have to go so far above and beyond expectations for someone to feel a certain way about your service or your company or your brand in order for them to, without asking, want to be a true fan.
Would you buy your own t-shirt if you were not the owner of the company? And really all this is supposed to do is have intended to be a self-audit, a little bit of an honest reflection on oneself of what's so damn good about your business. Like, why do you think you're as good as you are? Do you think you're as good as you are? Are you suffering from imposter syndrome?
You know what? You'd be actually pleased with what I did this entire week.
How many showers do you take during the day?
I didn't have a situation. I didn't. What Jay is talking about, Jesus, I get razzed on in this. It's like... Welcome back to another episode of Who Cares? I'm Jeff Jackel.
And I'm Jay O'Brien.
And we're going to unpack today. No, we're not. We never jump right into it. We're not going to do that.
You were in the desert, and usually you get really dark when you're in the sun, but I'm not seeing it.
You know, I mean, I might have lost a little bit of the farmer's tan, a little bit. No, it's been pretty bad lately. I've had a golf tan that's been terrible, and I think it helped. We were there for 5 days.
You feel refreshed.
I feel a little tired. I mean, it's, you know.
For those listening, Jeff does not know how to vacation.
I don't.
He has no clue. It's like if you ever saw that Family Guy episode and Peter Griffin's like, it's like that time I forgot how to sit down, and he just throws himself out of chair. It's like that. It's like, just relax and chill, and you're like, it does not compute.
Jay got mad at me for joining a work call on Tuesday.
I was confused as hell. Like, I'm like, what are you doing on this call?
I wanted to be there.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's no true unplug.
Yeah, but I didn't do that much. I read a lot of good stuff. Read the book that you are making me read, Die with Zero, and made a whole bunch of jokes about it with our wife all week long. It was great.
Hopefully we'll take something from that.
Yeah, we'll die with zero.
Okay, good.
Wait, our number one fan of the Who Cares podcast?
Barbara or Peter?
Different. The person
Wilder.
My son Wilder turned 6 today. He's going to be listening to this. He asks for Who Cares all the time. He makes my wife turn it on and listens to Daddy and Uncle Jay every day. It's his birthday. He's 6 years old. Happy birthday, Wilder.
Happy birthday, Wilder. Big boy, 6 years old.
He's
wow.
Love that.
Time flies.
He's going to make her repeat this over and over again.
The kid looks so good all the time. Yeah. Just stylish.
He's way cooler than me.
Well,
and
sure.
you.
Well, dude, I mean, that clearly goes without saying.
Yeah, he's just the coolest.
Okay, so I have a question. Okay. When you go on vacation, or you try,
I go on vacation.
You don't. But do you ever have like revelatory moments where you're like, damn, I'm able to see so much clearer on this one thing or this one topic because I've like removed the clouds from my day to day that I'm used to?
Like a big picture?
Yeah, big picture, a shower thought, maybe something that comes to you during a nap.
It's so funny. This is like, I need a psychologist. When you said that, my first thought is thinking like a revelatory moment that is about business or work, because that's just the way that my brain works, which is what I have in the shower. I do have those moments on vacation, but they're like about bigger picture things, life in general. Like, where am I spending my time? Just not work stuff.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It should not be about work stuff.
So that is for sure. Yeah, when you're on vacation, you take a step back, you start to think about like, how would I want to enjoy my life, or will I want to enjoy my life when I'm not going to work every single day? Like that's the most obvious one to me, is when I'm on vacation, I start to think about like, if I was doing this all the time, what would that look like? What would that feel like? Would I be able to do it? Would I be bored? Would I want to jump on meetings? The answer is probably yes.
Disgusting. You're not watching White Lotus?
No, not watching White Lotus. Oh. But I heard that
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert?
No, but I just heard the finale was a big letdown. People were like, why? Why did I even do this? Is that not how you felt?
No, I wouldn't say big letdown. Oh, okay. I'd say that if I were Mike White, I would probably be writing things a little bit differently. So if he needs some pointers, some notes, just to reach out.
I watched the first season. Mm-hmm. Did not watch 2. This is 3, right?
Yes.
When I was like, sell it to me. When I was like, why should I be watching this? Whatever.
Yeah.
And you just said, it's a different cast every season. Right? There was nothing that you didn't tell me Parker Posey was in this season. Love Parker Posey.
So the only thing I knew her from, let me just double check. Yes. Josie and the Pussycats.
Great. But that would have been the selling point for me. Parker Posey is a national treasure.
Okay, so today we're going to get into something a little interesting. We were going over this earlier this morning, and originally we were thinking today's topic would be, would you do business with yourself? I think we should go deeper.
Sure.
I think we should say, like, would you buy your own t-shirt if you were not the owner of the company? And really all this is supposed to do is have like, it's intended to be a self-audit, a little bit of an honest reflection on oneself of what's so damn good about your business. Like, why do you think you're as good as you are? Do you think you're as good as you are? Are you suffering from imposter syndrome?
Everyone suffers from imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome is like when you're doing really well and you're like, I don't deserve this.
Or you're doing even okay and you think that you don't deserve anything.
Well, what I'm actually saying is kind of the opposite. People who believe they're doing really, really well and maybe boast about it. Hey, check out my 5-star reviews. Like, I'm the best. I'm going to gift you with swag that you're just going to throw away. If you were to really be honest with yourself and say, what makes me so much better than my competition? What makes my product superior to the next one? Like,
or service.
Or service, whatever it is.
What's the difference when you say, if it was going to be, would you do business with you? What when you say, would I wear my own?
Because it just takes it to like another level of pride, where you're like, would I do business with me? Well, sure, because I get solid gains on investments and, but it's like, no, would you would you get a tattoo?
Oh God.
You know what I mean?
Higher and higher and higher. So, okay.
Like, how much do you just bleed your own blood?
Oh God, poison the well. You want to talk about it? Talk about it for the 2 people in the world who know who these people are.
Well, those people aren't listening to that.
I know it. Yeah.
If you're currently running any type of like service-based business, and gifting your clients, quote, gifting your clients with,
for anybody
crap.
Listening, Jay is making air quotes to facetiously call a branded t-shirt a gift.
Yeah. If you're sending people like O'Brien and Jackel law office or family offices or whatever, like mugs, t-shirts, anything like that, it's incredible how much money is just being wasted, torched.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole episode.
We should actually just, in aggregate, we should find out the sum of all the goods in a given year that go directly from your hands to the trash that were intended to be a gift. It'll be so depressing.
By human, by individual person, like,
I mean, even by me personally.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's thousands of dollars for sure, and I mean, that's crazy. Like,
yeah.
What a waste. But
so
anyway,
we probably haven't talked about this. Just so you guys know, what we're talking about is, like he said, if you're giving people pens and mugs and t-shirts and things that are intended to promote your business. And when I say that, you got to be honest with yourself. You're saying, no, it's a cool t-shirt. They'll wear it, but it's got your brand plastered all over it.
Stupid.
Be honest with yourself. You know what you're doing. You're asking them to be a billboard. It's nothing more than that. Or you're asking them to keep something. Sometimes like, no. Well, it's a mug. It's not a billboard, or it's not a t-shirt. They're not walking around with it. Or it's a pen, or it's a knife. They'll keep it in a drawer, and then they'll see my name. And like, it's all laughable.
It's garbage.
It's all garbage.
Here's the reality of it. It's for you. It's not for them.
Yeah.
So don't pretend like it is for them. That's the real problem I have. So here's the litmus test. If you were to ask yourself, I'm going to give the recipient a choice. It's going to be the thing I picked that's got my family law office logo on it, and then the exact same item without it. Which would you like?
I'd like to call it like a coffee...
a tumbler.
A coffee tumbler.
Okay, let's call it a tumbler. So we call it a tumbler, and they're going to choose the blank one.
Of course.
Okay, now, maybe if you said, here's a blank one, and here's a Yeti one.
But the Yeti one, it has my brand name plastered on it?
No. I mean, like, just Yeti as a brand, because Yeti's on the thing.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Some people choose the Yeti because that is like a brand they want to get behind. They're like,
sure.
It's a best-in-class brand. It's superior. It's like, I don't know, maybe someone's even wearing a Yeti shirt. They love Yeti so much.
It's also not swag. That's what they do. They make the mug.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
tumbler.
Yes. So another test is whatever stuff you quote gift to your clients, if you think it's actually beneficial to them, if you threw it up on your website and someone could just order it for free, would they order it? Yes or no?
That's so funny. We should, just for fun and to prove this to people, we should offer to make merch for purchase, not to be given out, for any company in the entire world. You're John Smith Law Firm? Sure. We'll run your merch store of t-shirts. Like any client that ever wants to buy a t-shirt, it's been 6 months.
We get the upside on what doesn't sell.
Right. No one's bought a t-shirt.
Yeah. It's crazy how much money we've turned away because we don't do swag. Yeah. I mean, that maybe there's a whole other business there, but it's just an uninteresting one.
Yeah.
But that would be actually funny. The next company that comes in and goes, all I want to do is swag. And we go, deal. First, let's put together the images, put it on the website. We're going to make it free. Send an email blast to your entire client list, and anyone who orders it for free, will make it and send it to them.
But if it's under this number, you owe us $25,000.
Yeah. I like that. I like that deal.
I do. You know what this is not about, though? This is not about whether you would buy from yourself.
It's basically like, what is it that you do that makes what you do so special? And like, can you stand behind it in a way where, of course, you're trying to sell it. Of course, you're trying to get customers. Of course, you're trying to persuade and convince people to buy the thing. But are you such a strong advocate for it? Can you honestly like have convictions that you're better than the competition? You're superior. The service or whatever the hell it is you're offering is superior, and you can list off the ways that don't sound like things other people can check the boxes to.
So the reason why it makes sense, I guess, I didn't understand it at first. The reason why it makes sense to put it in terms of would you wear the t-shirt is the truth is you'd only wear a t-shirt, hold a mug, a tumbler, whatever it is, of a brand or company that you are like a fan of, like a true fan, the way you talked about like
yes,
a band or whatever it is, or a football team or a college or whatever. You have an affiliation to them. Or even if you don't have an affiliation, you don't go to school there or whatever, but you are now a fan. So like a question for us would be, I'm trying to think right now, Chewy, which we've talked about on here. They just operate so great. I had another thing a couple of weeks ago that was another thing that was just insane that they did. Would I wear a Chewy t-shirt? It's kind of a weird thing, but like, I might. Like it sounds ridiculous.
I guess think of it this way. Think of a company like Discount Mugs or something. And they're like, oh, it's great. It serves a purpose. It's like, would you hire yourself to take care of your clients? And similarly with us, like, would you take care of your clients with our offering? And if you're like, oh, no, like
right.
You know, it's kind of like that. It's like, how much do you believe in it? Do you believe in it because it's a good business idea and there's some sort of market out there? Or do you believe in it because it actually fits what you would want personally as well?
Basically, we're trying to illustrate that you would have to go so far above and beyond expectations for someone to feel a certain way about your service or your company or your brand in order for them to, without asking, want to or be a true fan.
Yeah,
tell other people.
Once you're wearing it, you almost take pride in it, you know. And I don't, just because Chewy offers incredible customer service, I don't like take pride in doing business with them.
But see, okay, we talked about this earlier today. There's an element of, well, I'm going to shit the bed here because, sorry, Wilder, because we came up with a bunch of P's of reasons why you do these things, right?
Yeah.
Like one is prestige, like there's prestige to it. One is proof that I was there, like a golf course or a really nice place. One is
you're a poser.
You're a poser. Like if I wear a Harvard sweatshirt, which I kind of want now. What was the first one? That was like the most obvious one. Pride. Yeah. Pride in whatever it is. So, okay. So even if we scale it back to say, would you do business with yourself? Or would you be excited, happy to do business with yourself? Would you tell actually the easiest way to say it is, would you refer your own business to other people if there was nothing in it for you?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Because you're either A, checking a box like, hey, I hired this company. They did the thing I needed them to do. I literally just now signed this invoice to install carpet in 2 of my bedrooms in my house. The lady that I'm working with is a nightmare. Like, I just want it done. And so like I just signed it just for urgency. Like I have no interest in like working with this person, referring them, nothing. It's just literally I'm on a timeline. Someone else is doing all the shopping for me. I need to sign something. Carpet's going to be installed in 2 weeks. So I signed it. That's it. Like that was all it took to get my business. But you know, I'm not going to tell anyone to use this person. And I'm never going to, if I had a long enough timeline, I'm not going to use them again unless they completely wow me in the next few weeks, you know? So there's that. You're accomplishing the thing. Now, let's just say that they were an order taker and it was slightly better of an experience than this. Same thing. It's like, am I an advocate? Am I an evangelist? Like saying this is the person you need to hire for carpet? No, it's not. Like, so what gets you there? What gets you to the point where you're like, they're so much better, you have to use this person? Or if you are in the shoes of that business owner right now, write down all the things you do in your business that are so much different than everyone else.
Cannot wait until we have people who are writing in about their specific business situation and asking us for ideas of just things to do. We should start going out and getting people to ask us, because what I'm trying to illustrate and what Jay's saying, this isn't that hard. Like, you're essentially saying you have to be the exception. You have to be exceptional at whatever you're doing. And that's not like, people hear the word exceptional and they think it's like the best in the entire world. Of course, it'd be great to be the best in the entire world, but like, it's as simple as, if you think that just getting the job done, just getting the carpet installed is enough to make you referable or enough to make somebody excited about the experience, you're deluding yourself. So like, but when I say it's simple, it's like anything in the world. Like if you hire a babysitter and they watch your kids and your kids stay alive and the job gets done, like that's technically their job. Keep your kids alive, keep them occupied, whatever it is, and you come home, that's okay, you did your job. But like if I come home the next morning, because kids are usually asleep in the next morning, and the kids are like, she was awesome, she was so much fun, she did this and she took us here and she did blah, blah, blah. And like they just be really good at making the kids happy. Then yeah, I mean, we probably won't tell other people because we want to save it for ourselves. but yeah, that's it for sure. Well, you'll learn. That's like with childcare. That's so true. You know, just she won't be available the next week. But with anything, I don't think that anyone should feel like there's a mountain to climb to be extraordinary or to be doing more than is expected, enough to get somebody to rave about what you do and tell other people and just be impressed. You know, it's with anything. Think about the same thing with like employees. You hire an employee to do, here is the role that you do. Here's our expectations. If they do just exactly what that is, cool. I'm happy with that. Like, we're happy with that. That's great.
That's a C. It's a C plus.
Yeah. And you're passing.
Yeah.
That's literally the best way to look at it. You're passing. But I'm not like looking for ways to, commend you. And I'm not wowed. I'm not like, this is the best person we need to, it's the same thing with anything.
Yeah. So I guess to peel it all back, the purpose of this episode is almost to intentionally give you imposter syndrome, because the whole thing is, be very, very honest with yourself. Like, what is it about what you do that sets yourself apart in a way that's really unique and adds value beyond the competitors? What are those things? And if you can't list those things, that's okay. But it illustrates the white space of like, okay, there are a couple things, components I could add to what I do in order to set myself apart. It stretches your brain to think a little bit. And the same goes with the whole swag thing. It's like, if you were to really be honest with yourself, like, hey, I send out 100 mugs for my law office at the holiday season. Just be honest with yourself. Like, if you were one of those recipients, would you be stoked?
Yeah.
How would you feel? Like, and there's just no way you're answering that like, dude, I would be so grateful for this mug. There's just no way.
Well, people like drink their own Kool-Aid so much that there's a lot of people that have trouble being honest with themselves about that. They're like, no, but people love my mugs.
I know, we talk to them every day. The stuff is in the trash.
Yeah. And then we always ask that question. So where do you open your mail? Over the trash?
Over the trash can. And by the way, if it's not immediately regifted or in the trash or donated to Goodwill or something, what ends up happening is it's not like, in most situations, it's not like a primary use for the thing. It's not like, I'm so excited I got this t-shirt from my CPA, I can't wait to wear it. It's like, I guess I could work in the yard with this. I guess my wife will want to sleep in this shirt. I mean, a sleep shirt. Like, oh, this is a sleep shirt. That just means like, this will satisfy my needs to, when I'm not awake, naked, when I'm unconscious, when all the blankets are covering it. Yeah. Like, that's when it'll serve its purpose.
Yeah, I wouldn't let anybody see me in this shirt, which, by the way, is the complete opposite. That's the only reason the person gave it to you.
Yeah.
They want other people to see the person in it.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's like, I often equate it to Dale Carnegie, because Dale Carnegie says everyone's favorite word in life is their own name. And like, it's true. If I say like, oh, Jeff, as opposed to, hey man, or whatever, it just feels different. So if your brand, your company, your baby, it's the same thing. Like it's, people can't help themselves. They want their brand on everything, and so they can't help but like create stickers and hats and all this bullshit that like no one cares about, unless you have a brand of clout, and most don't.
We put ourselves in some precarious positions over the years with that. We've been on, I'm not going to call them out because we'll probably work with them at some point, but actually we do already work with them. But we've been on calls with like big, huge corporations when they show us their swag store that any employees or clients can get these things. And I remember being on a call with a whole bunch of executives at a company. They were showing us their swag store, and they had a golf bag, bag, head covers, towel, every single thing in a bright color with their brand name plastered all over it. And it was like, for 5,000 credits of the company credits, you can get this. And I just burst out laughing. They were like, what's funny? I'm like, your CEO, there's not a person on the planet that's got that. There's no one's golfing with that.
Yep. Yeah, right. You're right. Even the CEO.
No, not a single person. Founder, like, I'm
not going to put a Client Giant head cover on my driver.
No.
Like, I mean, it's just weird.
It's so funny. People are just delusional about this thing. So getting back to what can you do to be extraordinary, to basically put yourself in a situation where somebody would wear a t-shirt or would proudly rock a tumbler just because they want to be associated with it, right?
Yes. And not a head cover, but the tumbler and
I mean, it might be far-fetched for some businesses to go as far as to say someone's going to rock the thing, but it's kind of like, I don't remember whether it was on here or whether it was with Platt, but like we were talking about like a bar, like the place that I go to get my haircut. It's not bougie. It's not bougie at all. It's got like a home.
We know.
Oh, I need a haircut so badly. It's got like
don't go there.
It's got a hometown feel. It's like a 1950s, 60s style barbershop. Not really, but like it's in Costa Mesa or Newport, so they're sort of, But like you walk in, can I get you a beer? They'll like crack open a Pabst Blue Ribbon, right?
Well, not for you.
Yeah, for me.
You can't drink beer during the day.
Oh, that's true. No, you know what? You'd be actually pleased with what I did this entire week.
How many showers you take during the day?
I didn't have a situation. I didn't. What Jay is talking about. Jesus, I get razzed on in this. It's like Hunter Jack is on this podcast. When I drink, not just during the day, sometimes in the evening too, but definitely during the day, and I stop drinking, that's what it is. It's not because it's during the day. If I have a cocktail or two or beer and stop drinking, I will get a headache within a few hours. And to alleviate these headaches, I take extremely hot showers and let the water fall on my head. And somehow I hope that there's like a neuroscientist or like there's somebody out there that's like, oh, then they message you.
We have
like,
2 listeners and they're both your parents. You think there's a neuroscientist tuning in?
My dad started, just kidding. No, but maybe that's a problem.
So you're getting your haircut. You have 1 beer, 3 hot showers.
Yeah. So I take a hot shower and it alleviates things. But no, but the point is, they don't have to do that, and it's not like it's an expensive haircut. It's not like a bougie place. Like they're cutting into a margin right there, but like it's rad. And they have like old timey. They have just a theme to the whole deal. They offer you water. They offer whatever. Like there's a million places that do. We talked about. It wasn't on here. We talked about America's Tire, which is discount tire all over the country. America's Tire in California. They do all sorts of shit that they don't have to do that's above and beyond for people who aren't even customers. Like you go get a flat right now, you get a nail in your tire, go right up to Discount Tire, pull up. You haven't bought the tires from them. They've never seen you in their life. They will fix that for you. They'll patch your tire. They'll send you on your way. They're just doing an awesome thing, and they're relying on that this will be ROI positive, that you will be like, wow, that was awesome. They didn't have to do that. I trust them. I appreciate the way that they do business, just their style. And when I need new tires, of course I'm going to go there and get tires.
The reason I like that example is because it's actually, it goes even deeper. Not only will they do all that stuff for free, but there's no catch. They don't grab your email address. They don't require you to put a phone number in. You literally just show up. Someone comes out, they check your tires, they fix the problem, and you're on your way. That's how confident they are with the offering. That's like, we're delivering value and asking for nothing in return. We're not like, we will give you value if you just give us your email because, okay, got it. So you're going to want to like market to me. You're going to like, that's fine. Probably still worth the cost of my email address for you badging my tire. But that's not even the agenda. It's just, we know there's so much goodwill we're depositing here that you're going to come back here. And guess what? It's worked on me. 4 new tires on different cars all the time, just because every time I go by there, if I've got a little bit of a flat or whatever, it's like, they're just going to go, they're going to inspect it real quick. They're either going to fix it or tell me I need new tires. It turns out every single time I need new tires.
You said a little bit of a flat because you didn't want everyone to know that you don't put air in your own tires for any reason. It's not a flat. Your tires need a little bit of air and you have someone else do it. At some point, I'll teach you how to put air in your own tires at a gas station. But there's a lot of examples of this.
Orders.
Okay, this is a public service. If people don't know this, it's illegal for them to charge you to put air in your tires.
True.
You can walk right inside and be like, "Can I please have the air machine?" And that's not just an example of me not being willing to die with zero. Okay, but you get the idea, right? We've talked about 11 Madison Park, feeding the meter. A restaurant feeding a meter has absolutely nothing to do with what they do with them serving you food and whatever. They're doing something completely separate. Going above and beyond is what, like, if above and beyond isn't above and beyond, that's actually a chapter. Above and beyond is not above and beyond. Like, it's what you have to do at this point. If you just do the service, people may not come back to work with you again. Because just good enough is, I can find someone else to do just good enough also. Like if there's a closer one down the street or whatever, I'd go to them. Whatever the service is, whatever the restaurant, whatever it is. So being exceptional is required to be enough for someone to not only come back, certainly to tell anybody, and it's got to, definitely to get them to be willing to support you by wearing a t-shirt, holding a mug, doing whatever.
So for those who don't know,
oh God,
I played in a band for a very long time. Lots and lots and lots of bands. And when...
Wait, what do you mean lots and lots of bands? What bands were there besides Champagne Boulevard available on...
It's someone else's voice. Now available on iTunes.
No, it's been available on iTunes. It's just is it?
Well, we were trying to keep it under wraps, because people were just kept hitting us up all the time. Like, when are you going to release this? And so it's been available for a long time.
We could get 1 million viewers, subscribers to Who Cares Podcast if mentioning this were to turn the 7 monthly listens on Spotify into 14. You'd be happier about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already listening to it on 12 different computers. So what I was going to say, lots and lots of different bands. I mean,
I've never heard another one of the names of the bands.
Oh my God, I could go on forever. There's probably 20.
Name one other band name.
Guilty by Association, Fragile Balance, Azalea, Mea Culpa.
Azalea, I've heard you talk about.
No Exceptions. There are all kinds of different bands out there. But the point is, lots of times you'd write a song, you write an album, whatever, and the songs are structurally sound. They're like well put together. Like there's a good melody, whatever, and it's done. It's like it sounds good. It's produced. It's tight. The band's playing well together. But I would always ask myself, like, would I listen to this? And for years, the answer was always no. Like, I would not be a fan of this. Like, it's what I could create and what I was capable of. I guess it's almost like if I drew a picture, would I hang it in my house? No, I wouldn't, because I'm not a good artist.
Does that mean that you was the and we're sure off topic here, but I'm sure you got a way to bring this back, don't you? Was the band making music that was that you would listen to, like the style of it, what you were doing, it is your thing, or you're saying you're not necessarily making it for yourself? Yeah.
So in some cases, no. What's weird is when you have chemistry with a band, like sometimes, like you set out to, oh, we're going to have this kind of sound. No, this just like, it just takes a form entirely on its own. And, when everything blends together, like maybe it's something you would listen to, maybe not. For me, in most of those bands, it was stuff that I wouldn't listen to. It wasn't. There were like 2 bands that I was like, okay, this is something I would listen to.
But it's not the same thing as being an artist, because you guys were good. Like you were making, like everyone was proficient. Like it was good. It just
everyone was proficient. And yeah, it sounded tight and everything like that. And maybe someone somewhere likes it. You know, there's a song that on an album that I actually do like. It's like the most recent Champagne Boulevard album that we wrote.
We'll call it out. We'll put a link in it. What is it?
The album's called The Immortality Paradox. Now available. Been available since 2010.
No, it will for 15 years.
Yeah. But there's a song on that album called Balloons. And we were working with this guy at Capitol Records at the time who is like trying to bring us up. And throughout the entire exercise of like doing that, he signed like Jimmy Eat World, Plain White Tees. And he's like, everything was about creating a hit song. Everything. And we got so deep with him when I'm like, dude, the last thing I want to do is write a hit song. I don't listen to hit songs, like unless they're classics, you know, like that's not interesting to me. I don't like songs that have like predictable verse chorus structure, repetitive. Like I just don't, that's not what my ear enjoys. I like way more creative music, but we rose to the occasion and we wrote it for him. And now if I play that album for anyone, like in my circle, their favorite song is Balloons.
But you don't like it?
No, it's my least favorite song. So anyway, you know, buy ClientGen stuff.
Yeah, no. Wait, bring that back. What did that? What was the band?
No, I guess the point of it is like whatever you're creating, are you a true fan of it or not? You know, and if that's your service-based business or whatever, if the answer is yes, why? Like, what is it that you're doing that's so compelling and so different, so much better than those around you? So if you can't answer honestly, then there's a gap.
Something artistic is one thing because obviously you have to feel it, right? But like there's plenty of businesses out there that people do where their target audience is not themselves. There's tons of people that are making like, it would be like at a certain point when I had an apparel company for a while, like I was designing women's clothes, like the small amount, but it was like, that's obviously
implying you don't wear women's clothing.
Well, not in public.
That's a sleep shirt.
Sure. So regardless of whether you are your own target audience, you still know whether you're creating an experience for people that's above and beyond.
I mean, I guess that's the thing. Even if you're not consuming it, you could have a compelling reason as to why those women's clothes that you created were superior than the competition for whatever reason, or had a leg up, whatever it is.
Well, or how you're doing it. Like, so it doesn't even have to be the product or service itself. That's what we kind of have to get across is like a haircut's a haircut's a haircut. But the way I'm treated or the experience that I have when I walk in the door is totally different than I would have down the street. So like, it doesn't have to be the actual thing. In fact, it's a lot easier to set yourself apart on things that are not the actual service itself or the actual good itself.
Way easier.
Yeah.
Easier.
Way more opportunity for that. I mean, I don't know what Barbara and Peter are going to write in, but send in what you do. Like, stump us. I run a ballet school for 2 and 3 year olds. What can I do that's different than the one down the street? I don't know. I have a lemonade stand. What can I do that's different? I am a house cleaner. What can I do that's different? Like any service business. And if you don't, we'll just start making people up and we'll just start telling you ideas that we have of ways to make a totally above the line, above and beyond experience for customers.
This has been wonderful.
Yeah.
It's been good. It's been okay.
It was all right. I like the part about Azalea.
Ooh. Let's get some of that going.
All right. So as always, subscribe, hit the notifications, and go to Spotify and listen to Balloons.